we tend to talk a lot about Make in India. And in the pharmaceutical area especially, I think India has already established the Make in India piece, I feel. India is very good. India has got the most approved FDA plants outside the US. We are moving towards biopharma. I think those things are in the right direction. Where I would urge the government and others to think about is we should look at design, develop, and make in India. And I think that's where, if you heard some of the other lectures this morning as well as yesterday, the amount of knowledge that's coming out on the biology, and India, I feel, is very weak in biology, genomics, these areas. So discovering drugs, developing them, clinical trial infrastructure, very weak in India right now, and then manufacturing them. So all the intellectual property is created in the design and development of the drug. The manufacturing is, much lower down. So I think that's one aspect. I think strongly I believe that, clusters like the Biopolis in Singapore has tried to do this, where they've got companies together and they have common infrastructure for, say, animal facilities or for NMRs, so that small companies can get set up and the design and discovery of drugs can happen. And then you can work with some manufacturing organization to manufacture. So I think India has to move in that direction. I think China has established itself as the factory of the world. India has an opportunity to establish itself as a design center of the world. And I think we should move in that direction. Coming to the integrated supply chain, I completely agree. I think, I came from Intel, from the tech industry. And just to share, Intel had a plant in China, and literally the chips would roll off the plant and roll into the Dell factory to get it put on the motherboard in the Dell factory. So I think we have to have these integrated supply chains. I think we focus a lot on bulk drugs, but a lot of the raw material comes from around the world. If we have to export it, it leaves the cluster, but then it gets stuck in a port somewhere else. So I think we need to tie up those loose ends and make a complete integrated supply chain.